Amazon continues to drop their own in-house tools that are totally disrupting the game for Amazon sellers. And the most recent Amazon tool may be the most shocking yet, because they're telling you exactly what products have really high demand, low competition, and analyzing your own catalog to tell you what you should sell next. In this video, we break it all down, and it could change the game for product research in 2022. This is Heist. We're gonna cut the BS, skip the intro, and go right into my computer. All right, so this is Amazon Marketplace product guidance tool. This is in-house, this is within Amazon Seller Central, and it's actual real-world trustworthy data from Amazon's own engineers. So this is kind of cool, right? This is basically all the new product recommendations for this particular catalog. This is a supplement brand I'm involved in, so you'll see a lot of the recommendations here are obviously oriented around supplements. And what it's basically done is it's analyzed our ASINs, analyzed our catalogs, analyzed the browse nodes where our existing ASINs are, and it's looked within their own catalog and their own database to identify really high demand products that are not adequately being serviced by existing products on their platform. So they want to obviously have the most choice, the most competitiveness, and the best choice and offer for customers searching for products on their platform. And when they identify gaps that exist, they want to present those to relevant sellers so that they can fill those gaps and satisfy their customers and obviously ultimately make more money. This is Jeff Bezos we're talking about. He wants to make more money so he can put on his cowboy hat and fly to Mars. So this is kind of the data that you start to see. There's the product name of the actual ASIN that they've identified that could be an opportunity. It's got the brand, and then it's got an opportunity score here between 750 and 1,000. 1,000 being the best opportunity for your particular catalog, 750 kind of being the lowest range of that. It's got how these various products are fulfilled. It's got the price. It's got however many offers for that particular kind of niche or product type are out there. It's got demand. It's got the actual ratings, category, product type, and then the actual keyword that comes in. And then you've got a feedback here where you can kind of thumbs up or thumbs down. If you thumbs it down, it's basically going to remove it from future recommendations. And there's really three ways to access this particular feature. The first is going to be from your growth drop down tab. So if you go to growth and then you go down to the drop down, there should be an option for marketplace product guidance. This is so new, it's actually not even available on my various accounts yet, but I anticipate that in the weeks and months ahead, this will start to become available. The second place that you can see this is from your actual Seller Central dashboard. You might have a module that says add products. And if you see that module and click on it, it's going to bring you into these recommendations here so you can see for your particular business and brand and ASINs what they're recommending. The third option, which is probably going to be the most accessible for most folks, at least early on, if you don't have either of those two options on your account, is to actually go to the link that I provided down in the description below. So I've got a direct link, just log in your Seller Central account, click on that link, and it's going to bring you into this tab. So how do you use it? First of all, I think that you're going to want to come to this new product tab here. This is going to be the distinct recommendations that are for your actual brand and business. What Amazon's done here is it's taken your ASIN or ASINs, it's look at the various categories that those catalogs exist in. And then on a weekly basis, it basically scrapes their database, looks at all their data point, and comes up with those personalized recommendations. So this could change weekly. So you might have some that get added, some that get dropped from these recommendations. And what Amazon's done here is it's taken 600 various data points and factors, primarily looking at really high demand products that their customers are seeking in various international marketplaces. And it's finding low demand or low catalog adoption with offers to satisfy those needs. And it's looking at this, basically looking at the next 120 days. So it's basically assessing the demand. It's saying, hey, we're predicting over the next 120 days, this is going to be a really high demand product that's not going to have enough offers and compelling ASIN options to satisfy those searches and demands. It's going to remove bulky, heavy, non-compliant, dangerous goods type products. So most of these recommendations here you can look at as pretty safe, right? They're going to look at the stuff that doesn't require gating, doesn't require a lot of complexities. And so it's going to be pretty easy for you to enter these without a lot of hassle. And included in some of those 600 variables that Amazon's actually share is they're looking at things that get a lot of views, ASINs that have really high sales velocity, and that have really high conversion rates. So let's just kind of scan this thing here. So again, this is a supplement brand, so it's obviously going to come up with a lot of supplement type products. So here's an example. This one's a plant-based fiber for digestive health. could be interesting. Let's just kind of click on it. And this is an example of that product. You can see here, this product is often out of stock. So this is obviously something that this particular seller has a really good offer. It's getting a lot of sales velocity conversions, but they can't stay in stock. So this is the Fiber Advanced Gummies, and that's just an example there. If we scroll down here, we've got one that improves memory. We've got collagen gummies. You'll see here a lot of branded items. This is a Vital Proteins. I'll come to that in the cons section, but you got to be really careful because a lot of times if it's got really high demand, low competition, that might be because it's a branded search product that obviously you can't necessarily tap into very easily. So you got to be careful of that. Again, Kirkland's another example. This is a Costco brand. But if you just scroll down here, we've got hundreds and hundreds of different recommendations here, starting with an opportunity score of 1,000 being the best opportunities and going down to 750 that Amazon here has identified. Again, we can look at all of these various data points and assess which ones that make sense to us. We can actually even download this product list. So if you want to pull this into, say, a Google Sheets or an Excel, chop the data up and assess it that way, we can obviously do that here as well. So here's an example of this output in spreadsheet form. We could create filters here and chop this up however we want. Maybe you wanted to sort it by opportunity score. Maybe you wanted to sort it by price point. You can look at ratings. All of these things here to actually determine what makes the most sense. There's also some filters here you can select. If you go to this filter section, you can actually select the category. You can look at the different product types. So maybe I want to do supplement versus vitamins. It's got the actual keyword here, which is effectively a browse node. So we can hone in on specific browse node that we really care about. So maybe we're really looking at fiber supplements, or maybe we're really into the probiotic niche. We can kind of select that, apply the filters, and then it's going to take these 250 results and it's going to trim them down to only those that are oriented around those searches that we had here. So really, really cool stuff. Again, what's interesting about this is these 600 factors are not Helium-10 or some third-party engineer's assessment on what they think the future high-demand products are. It's actual Amazon data, and it's assessing your existing catalog. So these are going to be custom to each individual account and brand. And while the same results may show up for similar sellers, each set of recommendations is going to be unique based on your catalog and account. There's some additional stuff here. You can go to this advanced research if you want to look at broader strategies. So let's say that we're in sports and we wanted to get into sporting goods. We can look at all kinds of browse nodes here related to the sporting good niche. You can see here there's golf cart accessories, hunting equipment, exercise fitness. There's even equestrian saddles. I didn't even know that was a thing. Billiard cue sticks. So I could click on billiard cue sticks here. Look at that browse node, and it's going to tell you exact data here. It's going to tell you units sold, the views that this particular browse node's getting, the return ratio, search to purchase ratio, all the star ratings, the number of sellers, number of ASINs, and then the offers per ASIN as well. And then you can sort this by price. You can sort it by material type, all these things. So you can also do this not even just distinctly on your catalog, but you can look at actual broader categories as well. So before we get into the pros and cons real quick, I recently dropped my new course, the FBA Blueprint, which is a comprehensive course including over 145 videos, the FBA Brain, a database of over 230 of my personal SOPs, over 20 scale tools, and 8 automation tools. Listen, if you've gotten any value out of my free content that I've posted over the last year, I think you're going to be absolutely blown away by what's in the FBA Blueprint. So let's break down the pros and the cons here real quick. I think the obvious pro here is that this is actual Amazon data. Again, there's no guesswork here. This is Amazon prescribed engineers looking at real world data within their platform and also assessing their own catalog. So that's a huge bonus versus other tools. I think the other pro here is for people that move on this pretty quickly and tap into this data before others understand it and leverage it. I think for the next, call it 6 months, there really could be a first mover advantage at play here where you can capitalize on opportunities first before others in the space uncover these product ideas. In terms of cons, I think similar to using software for other product research, like a lot of people have used Helium-10 software tools, it's not really an approach that I really like. And the reason being is that you do get a sea of sameness. Again, if others in your category are using this data, they may be seeing similar opportunities that are prescribed here by Amazon. They may also be developing them now too. And so typically when this happens, you'll see about a groundswell in like 180 days out, call it 6 months out from when this stuff first starts to emerge. And then guess what? In 6 months, there's not 70 offers, there's 700 offers. So you've got a ton of competition, and that tends to be something that can drive the price down, especially if you don't have unique differentiation or a unique offer. The other con I would say here that you got to be really, really careful of is the branded products. Again, if they've got really high demand and low competition, that's usually indicative of a big brand using branded search terms and capitalizing on that stuff. It's also a risk for patented products as well. So despite the fact that Amazon's taken out some of those compliant products that can tend to be risky and taken that risk out, there's definitely the risk of branded products that you may just not have the same opportunity at because you can't use those branded terms in the same way that obviously the original brand can. And I think the other thing you got to be careful of, even if you don't recognize the brand, is sometimes you get these products or these brands that just have a really good off Amazon presence. So they're sending a ton of that traffic and demand, and those customers are transacting only on that product. It's very difficult other than product targeting ads to actually tap into that existing demand if people are leveraging an outside audience. All right, guys, so how cool is that? Amazon continues to leverage in-house data, real-world data that we can then in turn use, analyze, assess, and sculpt and craft the growth of our brands moving forward. If you like this one, hit subscribe and check out this video next that YouTube thinks that you're gonna like. Cheers.